What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. If you guys are new to the channel, do me a favor and hit that sub button, hit that notification bell, make sure you don't miss any of the awesome content that we have coming out. And for today, we're only going to be putting out one video. That video is going to be covering the what-if story of Captain Carter. This is a reality where Agent Peggy Carter, she takes the Super-Soldier Serum, and with Britain now having their super soldier to go against Hydra and the thralls of World War II, Captain Carter, she makes the ultimate sacrifice. They have made a discovery in the Arctic. The writer of this story is Jamie McKelvie. The artist is Marika Cresta. And if you are interested in what-if stories, I do have a handful of them covered here on the channel. Be sure to check those out down in the link in my description as well as the top of this video. Be sure to buy the comics, support the industry, and with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright gang, so as we dive into this issue number 1 of 5, we are picking up with the what if story. You guys have seen it when it comes to the animated Marvel, you've seen it throughout being promoted. More than likely, we are going to be seeing Captain Carter in Multiverse of Madness. With that coming up here in the near future, you know that they have to do some kind of new story bringing Captain Carter to the modern age. And Captain Carter was a huge and decisive player in World War II. Carter's commandos dealing decisive blows to all of Hydra forces, sacrificing herself to save the United States. This was the last day that Captain Carter had ever been seen, with many of the headlines showing different dates throughout time. Picking up in present day, it has been 80 years. But they have finally found her. They found Captain Carter frozen in the ice, being perfectly preserved for 80 years. All of the nations from around the world, all of the superpowers, they have shown up here. With her being in the Arctic Circle, there is now a dispute on who she should belong to, with all of them acting as if almost she is property, because she is a living weapon, and everyone right now, they want to get their hands on that weapon. And so with everyone gathering together, we have Charles Stephenson meeting Captain Carter, representing the Majesty's government. They are here to find out what exactly is going on. For Captain Carter, this has been very difficult. She actually started punching a lot of the scientists and the diplomats alike, believing that it was some kind of Hydra plot, some kind of Hydra illusion trying to trick her, not understanding that she had just been frozen. With everybody taking their seats, the debate begins. Each of the nations, they put up their rebuttal. They put up their defense on why Captain Carter should be going back to their country. The only reason that any of this is even up for debate is because she was found in the Arctic, being more or less a no man's land. This is kind of like finding a bag of money in international waters. Everyone is trying to claim it as their own. The only issue is no one is giving Captain Carter any kind of say in this, with all of the diplomats speaking over her, acting as if she's not even in the room. This is where she begins to lose her temper, slamming her fist down on the table and breaking it in half, asking Charles if she is still a British citizen. With this being confirmed and Charles letting her know that that is the case, the only thing she wants now is to go home. This meeting had taken place 2 months ago, and in those 2 months, making her way back to Britain, things are vastly different than she remembers. She has been missing since 1945, and since that day, she has been declared officially dead. Lucky for Captain Carter though, there has been a salary and a pension amassing for the last 30 years in her bank account. And so while she's getting introduced to this brand new world, she has a little bit of plate money. She has some money that is going to help her out along the way. Grabbing an apartment in her old neighborhood, she did this for a way to kind of reconnect with London, to try to understand the city and how it's developed over the last 80 years. As she begins to experience all of the new things that London has to offer, from the cuisines to modern computers to cell phones, everything in between. While there's much of it she doesn't really understand, from music to television, she doesn't really fully grasp what this new world is. That has gotten much bolder. It's gotten much vulgar than the 1945 she remembers, taking us to Captain Carter meeting up with the Prime Minister. And while everybody sees her as this great war hero, the super soldier of Brit. The truth is, Peggy just wants to be herself. She doesn't want to be known as a super soldier or a superhero. She is just looking to be seen as herself. The world, on the other hand, they can't see her as anything but an icon. And the Prime Minister, he truly does drive this point in, saying that it is nonsense she wants to go by simply Margaret Carter. The truth is that you are a superhero. Not only any superhero, you are the first superhero. And you are Brit. This is huge publicity for the country. And the Prime Minister, the government, they plan to milk this for every single bit they can. The Prime Minister going on talking about how there is a new superhero popping up almost every single day at this point, hinting at a group called the Fantastic Five, an American superhero group that had been newly formed. Their biggest problem is exactly that. Most of the superheroes, they're American. Almost all and almost exclusively, they come out of America. But with Peggy being the first, this is going to help them with publicity. With her being the greatest wartime hero that Britain has ever seen, they want to use her as a poster child, moving the country forward back into the big scale of things. And of course, Captain Carter, she has to inform him that while her actions, they may have been heroic, they were not of her own. She had a whole team with her. She had all of her commandos. Steve Rogers, Howard Stark, all of these guys helping her fight in the trenches. The Prime Minister rudely interrupting her, letting her know that her modesty isn't going to get her far, and the truth is, they want her front and center as the world's greatest hero. He's really not taking no for an answer, even constructing a brand new uniform for her to wear. She has no interest in being what the government wants her to be. She never served for some grand purpose or anything like that. She did what her country needed her to do. The Nazis and Hydra were attacking. She did her duty, and now that duty is over with. She is not aiming to be a public figure. She's not aiming to be an icon. She did the job, and now she wants to figure out who she is in this modern world. The Prime Minister continuing and not even stopping for a second, letting her know that she is going to be working with an organization known as Strike. They are the Special Tactical Reserve for International Key Emergencies, with the liaison officer being the one and only Lizzie Braddock, aka the current Captain Britain on 616. And I really do hope that this means either we're gonna get a Brian Braddock or she is going to be putting on Captain Britain. Because if I'm being completely honest, Captain Britain over Captain Carter is definitely my cup of tea. I love Captain Britain and I love Braddock, with Captain Carter just needing a little bit of time to try to figure out what she wants to do next. Being thankful for everything that the government has done for them. The truth is, she just needs a minute. She has woken up after 80 freaking years, and she is not sure if she is ready to jump into this kind of role. With Lizzie Braddock driving her home, they stop by this cemetery. Stopping by here, she visits her family tomb, if you will. A headstone marked with every one of her relatives. Relatives that are no longer around, and that's simply just because of time. She has been gone for 80 years. So everybody she has cared about, everybody she has loved, they are essentially gone. And the only thing she is left with is a world full of screens and the descendants of those friends. She is truly starting to feel the weight of all of this. Everyone she has ever known is essentially dead. She has woken up in a world that she does not understand, and she knows almost nobody. Back in 1945, she had been so sure of her place in the world. She knew who she was fighting for. She knew who she was fighting with. Her commandos like Bucky, Dugan, Howard Stark, Steve Rogers. But that world is completely gone now. With her riding on a bus headed home, a car comes careening in and slams directly into the bus, with people injured and their broken vehicle parts scattered across the street. Captain Carter gets up to find out what is going on. That car crashing into them was being chased down by a motorcycle. The man on that motorcycle wielding a machine gun trying to take them out. We see Captain Carter jump into action, grabbing the Cap Britain shield that she had been given by the Prime Minister, really just to try to see if she would jump on board with them. She uses a shield, she takes these guys down. But from the vehicle, we see a guy step out in a ski mask holding a freaking rocket launcher. Captain Carter not missing a beat for a second. Grabbing the shield, she jumps in front of the rocket, taking the full brunt of the blast. With our ski mask guy quickly realizing he is outmatched here, Captain Carter running in on him, he bites down on a cyanide capsule and he begins to die, with his last words being "Hail Hydra." Now, of course, this throws her completely off guard, believing that they had destroyed Hydra, that all of her sacrifices back in 1945 were for exactly that purpose. Now realizing the organization, they never truly died, wanting to find out if this is the real Hydra or maybe just a copycat, but also believing that this can't be coincidence. And so now feeling obligated that she needs to go in and at least have a conversation with the Prime Minister and with the team known as Strike, her neighbor across the way quickly realizes who she is. And though she doesn't know it yet, the word is out. The super soldier known as Captain Carter is back in Britain and is kicking some freaking butt, with the video going viral of the incident that took place just yesterday. Captain Carter protecting all of those people from the rocket launcher. This is making front page news. And as Peggy begins to step outside of her home, this is where she is met by the paparazzi. Every camera, every newspaper, every media outlet is at her front door, and they are begging for a chance to get the exclusive. And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. You know, like I said before, I'm a much bigger fan of Captain Britain, and I really don't care which of the Braddocks it is. I really do enjoy them both. And so when Marvel started promoting the idea of a Captain Britain or a Captain Carter, I was really hoping that they were gonna go with a Braddock. Instead, they went with the what-if story of Captain Carter, which isn't necessarily a bad story. She has been a lot of fun. I really did enjoy the animated what-if version of her. And this story does seem like a lot of fun. Well, it's almost paralleling with Steve Rogers and his Captain America upbringing. I think that's what makes it a lot of fun, and it definitely makes it something that you can pick up and be like, I know this story, or at least I know the premise and the outline of this story. The idea being that no matter what, Captain America, Captain Britain, Captain Carter, this super soldier always ends up coming back and fighting against Hydra, no matter the variant or so on and so forth. With this being 5 issues long, I am definitely more than willing to give it its opportunity and see where they're gonna take this story. I'm hoping that it detours a little bit from what we've already been building on, that's the Captain America stuff. You know, they're going up against Hydra, they're gonna fight against Hydra. I'm hoping that we're gonna get some good twists in here, some good turns, and have this end up being a very unique story that can stand on its own. But yeah, let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Let me know your thoughts, let me know your theories. If you truly enjoy the content that we are putting out, check out the super like button. It is a button that will let you donate directly to the channel. And if you have a comic that you would like covered, I guarantee that if you hit that super like button, we will cover whatever comic you would like. And if you don't want to do that, go ahead, hit that sub button, hit the like button, hit that notification bell, make sure you're not missing any of the awesome content that we have coming out, and until the next breakdown.